Hey everyone, welcome to this special edition of Talking NASCAR with Brandon and Clint. I'm Clint.
I'm Brandon.
Let's talk the Clash. Uh,
Sounds
but,
good.
but before that, we got a fake sponsor today.
Wait,
Bringing back.
I have a sponsor too. Oh,
Oh,
this is embarrassing.
so they both bought a spot.
Miller Lite was going to be the
No,
fake sponsor
no,
tonight.
no. I signed a contract with Bud Light.
Drink Miller Lite
Bud
and Bud
Light.
Light. I think they're different. Are they different companies?
They're
Are they
I
completely?
believe competing.
They are competing. Yes. Okay. Well, interestingly enough,
Um,
we have competing sponsors tonight. So pick one of these two fine
yeah, I mean
beers.
this one.
No, this one.
No, how much did yours pay you?
Man, you get money for sponsorships?
No, but I'm just curious in case that's how we choose.
Oh, yeah. No, I ain't getting no money.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks to both of our sponsors
Yes, that was
for this
great.
one
Thank you, Miller Lite.
and Bud Light.
It's a true American Pilsner
Sure,
here.
sure. Yeah, this is Canadian here. But anyways, so yeah, we want to talk about the Clash. The Clash happened Wednesday. We're recording this on a Saturday night.
Yep.
We were texting during it, uh, but I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on here after having seen it. Winner Ryan Preece. That was cool.
Mhm.
It's cool to see somebody else win the race. A
Yes.
lot of different people up front, especially once they threw on the rain tires. Obviously, the first half of the race was dominated by Kyle Larson,
Mhm.
and then briefly by Chase Briscoe, and I believe Ty Gibbs ended up winning the first half. Winning the first half.
Yeah.
And then they came in, and then all hell broke loose from there. The front, so, uh, so the the snow and sleet, or the sleet and rain, I think, and it was a fluke. That was
Mhm.
not. I don't think that's anything against Bowman Gray. I don't think that's anything against it being in North Carolina.
Mhm.
Last year was fine. Uh, it just kind of a fluke of the wet winter we're having. I know you've had snow a
Yes.
few
Yes,
times
we have.
this year, which is unlike your section of Alabama there, where I we've had a lot of snow here, and it's really cold. It's really cold right now.
Sure.
It's minus 20 Celsius here right now, which is about minus 20-ish Fahrenheit as well.
I was going to say you're going to need to put that into
Yeah.
American.
Learn the correct system, guys.
Well. Look who's lived in Canada for a few years and all of a sudden has a little attitude.
Right.
Well, my name's
0 is
Clint.
freezing, 100 is boiling. Pretty
I'm,
simple from there.
I'm too good at the Fahrenheit system now. Man. No, go on.
Really cold, basically, when it comes out. It's if you're not out in a, God, I'm going to say Canadians, it's toque. You guys are going to call it a beanie. If you're not out in a beanie or a
Toque?
toque and gloves, you're it's burning
Time out.
cold.
What the hell kind of country calls a beanie a toque? What
I
the
don't know.
hell
I
type
don't
of,
get it either, man.
what do you
We
live
have
in?
we have
What's
milk in bags. It's just total hell breaking loose here. I don't know.
milk in
Yeah,
bags?
have you never heard of that? We're gonna break off and a whole different segment here. Yes, we have milk in bags, and as long as I've lived here, I curse that because it doesn't make any damn sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you, Canada, anyone from Canada watching this, other than of course Clint, who does all the
obviously,
editing,
yeah, I have to watch it
get it.
a couple times.
What's wrong with your freaking country, people? Like, get a real country,
Yeah,
okay?
I don't understand the milk in the bags.
Yeah.
I don't. I think that I even be a little bit specific to Ontario, but I think other provinces have it, but it doesn't make any
The
sense to me.
variation in the country withstanding,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, no, it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense.
no,
So I don't. We went off the rails there.
no,
That's
no. It's
okay.
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it.
Why the people tune in? They tune in to hear this stuff.
Right. So so again the
Mhm.
first, what do you think of the venue? What do you think of Bowman Gray? Do you think it deserves a clash? Does it deserve a
No,
race?
no, I
No.
don't.
Okay.
I think it's okay. Well, for starters, I'd like to pick up a little bit about what you were saying. That was cool to see Ryan Preece win. I don't really have strong feelings about him, but it clearly meant a lot to that guy,
It did. Yeah.
and that's
I
cool
missed
to
the F
see.
bomb too because I was in the gym and couldn't hear
Oh, okay.
it.
Well, it's nice to see drivers when they're emotional. We need more of that in the sport.
Yeah.
It was cool to see, and I was happy for him. And so that part was neat, but I just don't think the infrastructure's there to continue
Right.
to have this as a track. And it's also just, if the I don't remember last year's, but it was just a shit show. I saw Jeremy Mayfield's comments on social media that, of course, I tagged you in, and I
Yes.
think he's kind of spot on. It was
Yeah.
just a
It
lot of.
it was, yeah, and then I made that comment too because definitely I was obviously very frustrated during the second half,
Hmm.
uh, and it was just, and it was bumper cars out there,
Hmm.
and I remember telling you I was like I'm gonna make a case for steel bodies in the next episode because there's no consequences for just running into a guy. Like they all went on their wet tires in the
Yep.
sleet. There was
Yep.
gonna be no grip, and they just said, "Hey, 4 12 tire or 8 to 12 tires are better than four.
Hmm.
I'm going to slide up into somebody and I'm going to use them up against the wall and drive off with no consequence, no nothing." And that's, I don't know. These are the best drivers in the world.
Yeah.
Like find a better way, I guess.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Bump
Yeah.
and
No.
run's fine. Like I understand that, but this wasn't a bump and run. This
And
was,
the whole design of the track and how they had to basically, that the area where they have to go to pit and do all their
yeah.
work, it was just strange to me. I don't know.
Like
Uh,
there's a lot of history of Bowman Gray for sure, and
sure.
it's the Madhouse. Did you ever watch the document or the reality show Madhouse back when it was on?
No, no, I
No,
didn't.
okay, I did. It was it's a fact. It was a great show, and I wish they would kept it going. Um, but I understand all that. Like, I think I don't have a problem with the Clash not being at Daytona. It was cool when it was at Daytona. I don't have a problem with it moving around, but I feel like it should be
Hmm.
1 year deals. And I don't know if maybe from a cost perspective that doesn't make sense
Sure.
because they obviously put a lot into Bowman Gray as far as safer
Hmm.
barriers, and I think they put the big video board up there as well.
Hmm.
So they need to obviously recoup the money they put in, and I get that.
Sure.
But maybe find tracks that stuff's already done.
Sure.
I like the idea of going to kind of local, like new, different local tracks, and obviously the time of year you can't go up north, you can't go to Northeast Track or anything like that.
Hmm.
But definitely, like even the LA Coliseum was cool the 1 year, and then
Sure.
the second year you know what you had. So I
Yeah.
like the idea of moving it around and kind of finding new venues to showcase it. Obviously they all have to be in the south, but
Hmm. Well, I do think it's fun. Oh, Clint, we've lost Clint.
and we're back. I had technical issues where my internet decided it hated my camera and my microphone. So we were talking about moving the venue around. So I mean, what do you think? Like, is that something you think the Clash should be like, or do you think just take it back to Daytona and leave it?
Yeah, no, I would be okay with it moving around. I mean, I think there's an opportunity for some tracks that don't get a lot of publicity otherwise, as long as, again, as long as the infrastructure can hold a NASCAR race,
Right.
and I would say as long as there are the stands are big enough to hold the crowd, but that won't really be a problem because it looked like there were like 100 people at this freaking
Yeah,
race.
I don't blame them. I would be willing to bet it probably sold out if it had
Hmm.
been run
Hmm.
on a normal night
Yeah,
and
I,
not
I will
so.
say, yeah, I think it would have been fun to watch in person. I think that would have been really cool to see all the wrecks and just people blatantly taking each other out. It was a lot of flashbacks to seeing Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Bodine and Rusty and some of the people that were, constantly bumping and banging with each other in the 90s. It was a little bit of a throwback in that way because it was very blatant, you know, um, wrecks, people intentionally getting mad. I think was it Hosevar and Bubba Wallace that got into an altercation or something, or
I don't know if
one
my internet.
intentionally dumped the other one. Um, I will say, I do think, and you and I were texting about this, the talent is there with Carson Hosevar. The talent is there. And I
Oh yeah,
think with the right car, with the right owner, he could really do. He could win a few races this year. He really could. The talent is there.
yeah,
Uh,
no, for sure it is. Yeah,
he's unpolished, but I'm also that with experience will come more polish. But also, I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I don't think it's bad. For example, another driver that pissed off a lot of people, the guy from our neck of the woods, Ross Chastain, a little unpolished, a little rough with his driving.
yeah,
But part of me's like, as long as you're willing to get out of the car with your helmet off and square up.
Right. Oh, no,
If
what you
you, if
did. Yeah.
yeah, if you race like yeah, if you're going to race like that, as long as you're willing to take a few punches or have to defend
Yeah.
yourself, I'm all for it. The sport needs some color.
Yeah. I would
Yeah.
say pretty much the entire field that night was unpolished.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's
uh,
true. That's true.
there, like I said, there was no, everybody was 8 tires, 12 tires, or like you see people
Mhm.
go into the turn 3 wide, and you're like, "It- this track's barely 2 wide."
The one thing that I thought was ridiculous was how people were running out of gas.
Yes. Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
I
Why
agreed
can't
with it was James Small, I think it was Chase Briscoe's crew chief, who's
Mhm.
like, they should have filled up. Like, why is this our problem? We did our part. And I
Yeah,
agree. Yeah.
yeah.
And I like we were saying, like, because I was getting so frustrated with yellow flags and cautions like that. There was we talked about the one time there was uh the uh the info thing came up saying that there were almost as many caution laps run as green flag laps
Yeah.
at one point, and it was like, that's insane.
Well,
uh
could you imagine though? Yeah, if the because I wasn't even paying attention to the lap counter, and I made that comment. I'm like, they should make the caution laps not count. And you're like, doy, they aren't. I was like, oh, my bad. But the thing is, could you imagine if they had counted? There wouldn't have
well,
been
the
a
race would
race.
have at least gotten over.
That's true. That's
It
true.
wouldn't have taken, because the first half took what, half an hour, 45
Yeah,
minutes,
yeah. It was very fast.
and then the second half took another 3 hours to seem like. So like, and I agreed. I can't remember who said it. I don't know all the media people uh by heart, their names, but it was saying that it go back to when the clash was like an hour long,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yep.
That's the
Yep.
extent, or 20, 25 laps at a big super speedway, or make it up. It could have made it the 100 laps. The 100
Yeah.
laps would have been a good race.
Yes, I agree. And I will say, it's nice to hear Mike Joy doing broadcasting.
It was.
I cannot say the same for his
No.
co-patriots, Kevin Harvick and Clint freaking Boyer. No offense to the Clint I'm
Yeah.
talking to.
No. Yeah.
All due respect to the Clint name, broadcasting, both of these people,
No.
go
It
do
was.
something
Yeah.
else because this is not your calling. Neither of you have the community. If Kevin, I know you're a big fan of the show.
Big fan. Yeah.
You may be devastated to hear this, but you do
Yeah.
not have the ability to be a successful broadcaster here. Some
So
things can't be learned. Junior learned. Junior started out a little rough around the edges. He learned.
yep.
You either have the ability to learn and get better, or you don't. And I would rather listen to. I'm trying to think of someone. I'd rather listen to Larry Mack for 4 hours
No.
than listen to Kevin Harvick.
His segment was terrible too. Like I said,
Oh
I thought he had a stroke. Like I couldn't understand. Like
There's
his.
definitely a little bit of slurring of the speech. He
Yeah.
might if he's getting up there a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that's for sure. He was old when he was Dale's crew chief. So
That's true. He was probably
that
in
was
his
a long time. It
50s.
was 20, 25 years ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, from a broadcasting perspective, I was just thinking about this, and this kind of on topic, off topic. Do you think broadcasters should be in the same vein as newscasters, where it's like, just report the facts, don't put in your opinion? Kevin was putting in a lot of opinion. Clint was putting in a lot of opinion of,
Yeah.
well, let's just get this go. It's like, do we need to hear that, or do we want? I guess the color part of color commentary is a little bit of opinion piece.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. Like, what do you think? Like,
Yeah. Now, I'm okay with that as long as what you're saying is actually informative or interesting. And
yeah,
Kevin Harvick, half the time he says something, he's like, "Well, if there's a lot on the line tonight, and it's a big race," and you're just like,
and it's not. It was a clash. It's not
"Yeah,
points
yeah,
paying. It's
exactly,
not anything.
exactly." It's
So
not only is it not a big race, but this is
it means
literally
absolutely nothing. Yeah,
you're just throwing nothing burgers out there,
yeah,
and that's different than actually. Well, and then even when he tries to explain what's going on with the cars, very seldom does it actually. Is there any actual substance to what he's saying?
right.
It's just off the cuff, random. With that right rear chattering, you're gonna get loose. It's like,
Sure
okay,
are.
yeah, that's true. That is very
That is
true.
true. Yeah.
Did you see that happen to a car? Is that why you're saying this right now? Or is this a random idea that you just said, I'll say this on national television? again, nothing against him. He replaced Big E. He was a good, excellent race car driver. Top
Absolutely.
15 drivers of all time.
Absolutely.
60 career wins. That's no slouch.
Mhm.
I think he didn't he get to. I think he got to 60 because
Yeah, he did.
Hamlin just tied
Just tied her,
just tied
just
him.
passed him.
But Harvick actually has a championship.
Yes,
So
and should have more.
yes. So how do you like them apples, Kevin Hart or Denny Hamlin?
Denny Hamlin.
I can't even remember who I'm trash talking right now. That's bad. I lost all the mojo from that moment.
Speaking of tough races, like Denny's race, like I felt bad for him because that dude was being spun out of his usually of not even of his accord for half that race.
He is in for a tough go this season. I think with his re-injuring himself emotionally, like you were talking about, with everything he's been through with his dad. I'm really curious to me, I understand why you don't want to get surgery again, but also, are you just going to be in agony every single race?
Sounds like it. Yeah, that's I didn't when you had said that at the race or when we were watching the race about his injury, I didn't realize I didn't see it until afterwards about him ripping his shoulder. I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be something. I'm sure Bowman Gray was not easy on that.
Well, and I mean, they still have how many road courses in the season too? I mean,
yeah, one fewer with the Roval gone.
That's right. Yeah, so they have 5, right?
Yeah,
5. That's a lot. That's a big chunk of the schedule where you're going to be just absolutely tearing your shoulder up.
Yeah, not to mention high G-force tracks like
Yep.
Bristol and stuff like
What
that.
happens if he gets in a really bad one at Daytona? Which, I mean, with all the races they have at Daytona, with the duels, with the 500, at some point you're probably going to be in a wreck. You could easily be in multiple wrecks. Like I don't think this is a smart decision for Denny Hamlin, the human being who doesn't want to probably spend the rest of his life in agony. But that's just my,
no, for sure.
But that's a
but
little off topic. But
as far as SVG's going up and leading some laps was cool.
Mhm.
Connor Z got up there.
Yep.
And he never led, but he was up front, especially when once the rain tires went on for sure.
Mhm.
It definitely changed the dynamic.
Yes.
Fuck's sake.
So maybe the third time is the charm. Clint's internet is being bad. Again, I'm telling you, it's an issue with Canada, people. It's an issue with Canada more broadly. It's basically I'll speak for Canada for you. It's basically a developing country. It's basically a developing country. Very poor infrastructure. As we clearly see, the internet stinks. America. Go ahead.
I was going to say because maybe Bud Light didn't pay the internet bill.
Deadbeats.
Yeah. Damn
it. See, Miller Lite always comes through in the clutch.
Yeah, I saddled myself to the wrong horse, I guess.
Your fake sponsor is a loser? No.
It doesn't pay its bills.
It doesn't pay its bills.
Okay. So
yeah,
just because I want to, not run into internet issues again.
Yes.
Where would you take the Clash next year? I don't think Bowman Gray's on the town tap for next year.
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that. They tend to sign 3-year deals, but I don't know that happened in this case.
That's a really good question. I don't know. I do think it would be cool since the Roval is no longer in the point schedule. Maybe go there.
Okay.
I think that'd be cool.
Okay.
I'd say North Wilkesboro, but as boring as the races
there's a points paying race there this year. So.
Oh, there is actually. Okay. See,
yeah.
I have not even looked at that. Where in the schedule is that one?
I don't know.
Okay.
But it's on there.
Good. Well, that's interesting.
Because they took Dover and moved Dover to an all-star race, and they moved North Wilkesboro.
That's right. Yeah.
To a points race.
Dover is an all-star race.
Is a weird choice, but yeah,
it's very strange. But yeah, but even then, North Wilkesboro, maybe it'd be okay. I mean,
over a long race, with the extra power and everything, it ideally with the right tire, it should be okay.
Yeah. But even then, I would be okay, even if it's a track that's another track that they go to in the regular season. I think it'd be cool to see the Clash at somewhere like Martinsville. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Bristol, of course, would be awesome. If you want to make it a free-for-all shit show, send them to Talladega. I mean,
Yeah.
there won't be as much bumping and bang. There won't be the nitty gritty. It'll be more of the, oh my god, this person is flipped over on their roof
Right.
type of excitement. But depends what the sort of excitement NASCAR wants to go for. But
Right.
I would be okay with a track that's on the schedule. It's another chance to, assuming
Yeah.
it's not
I
a
I think
boring cookie cutter.
for sure, like you want it to be far enough south for
Yes,
being February.
yes,
Uh, I think kind of the advantage to say Bowman Gray or North Wilkesboro or anything like that
hmm
is that it's close to where the teams are,
hmm
so less travel expense. I think is probably a consideration.
sure,
Uh, Daytona's fine if you take all your cars down there and leave them.
hmm
Um, Homestead, I think Homestead's always a really good race. I think that would probably be a good clash.
yeah,
You usually have a few cars mixing it up there. If you want to keep it to a short track, then I don't see why. I'm all for safety. I don't see why at a track as slow as a Bowman Gray that, or the even the Coliseum, that you need safer barriers.
hmm
You're, I think when I was watching the telemetry from Ryan Priest there, he never got above 70, 75 miles an hour.
sure,
Not say like obviously if you or I got into a wreck at 75 miles an hour on the highway, that's a pretty catastrophic wreck. But I think in the
yes,
sense of NASCAR and whatever, that's pretty slow. And then when you
yeah,
consider the more than likely they're gonna have the wrecks in the corners where they were hitting around 45,
yeah,
you know,
yes,
maybe you can relax some of the rules on that. Even like I've seen people throw around like going to the Freedom Factory that Cletus has there in Florida.
mm,
It's a pretty it's a little bit longer track than a North Wilkesboro. I think it's 3/8
hmm
mile, so you have a little bit more speed there, but it's an old surface, so you get the wear and stuff like that. And he always puts on a good show, so I'm sure it would be pretty cool. Um,
sure,
uh, is then and then you're never gonna have snow issue there. So even
sure,
in Atlanta, um, sorry, Echo Park, the Atlanta race there, that's always a good race. You put on just a short, you
yeah,
know, one stage worth of race and
yeah.
call
No,
it.
Atlanta last year I think was the best, one of some of the best racing
Yeah,
in the season by far. It wasn't even
yeah.
close. That was a
There, yeah,
really,
it's a track that you're super speedway, but you still need handling.
yeah.
So they definitely could balance.
When they were
It'll be a
shifting
good.
there last year, weren't they?
No, I well shifting
Or,
up to fifth.
well, I mean, shifting on, or maybe I'm thinking Pocono. They're shifting again there. I
Pocono,
don't
they're
know.
definitely shifting.
Yeah,
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 Pocono.
yes.
God, if you take the Clash or All Star race to Pocono, I'm done. Um,
Well, also, good luck with the 18 feet of snow.
right. On top of that, but it's I've never seen even when Dale Jr. won, even when Tony
hmm
Stewart's won, it's not an exciting race.
Yeah, no,
You're
I agree.
excited for the outcome. You're not excited during the race.
Yes,
So that's not an option in my
yes, I
opinion.
agree. A similar track. Well, pre the banking they added, Homestead was like that.
Yeah, Homestead was
Good,
terrible beforehand. Yeah,
good
Indianapolis,
lord.
the same thing.
Yeah, Indianapolis. I understand the history of the track,
Yeah,
but give me a break, people. This is just. I was excited when Bubba won this past year. That was an exciting finish because of how many cautions there were and everything, and how
yeah,
challenging it was to get to victory lane.
right.
It's like, can you just give the man his freaking victory here, people?
Yeah,
And he pulled it out. But the most of the race, I mean, you could just take a nap and then
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I think Indy. In fact, I think I tuned in the last 10 laps, and that took
it did. Yeah, yeah. We
a
were
long time.
chatting for like an hour because of
Yeah,
all the. There
it
was a
was
red
fresh
flag
track,
for
whatever.
rain, and then yeah.
Yeah, then
But yeah, no,
you get
Indy
cautious because someone
otherwise.
ran out of gas or you can't get back to
Mhm.
sort of pit road or whatever the case may be. Right. So
And that might be
uh,
controversial, but that's a race that I think they can take off the schedule.
yeah, no, I agree.
I just
Um,
don't. We don't need two New Hampshires. Boring most of the time.
yeah,
Um,
New Hampshire is probably the more exciting of the flat tracks.
that's true. That's true.
Um, but because there's a couple lanes there, so they can run a couple lanes. Where,
Sure. Sure.
um, and I don't know that you need. See, I'm trying to think because if we were to look back at say old Bristol, we would say old
Hmm.
Bristol was great,
Hmm.
right? And not to say the new Bristol isn't great when you have the appropriate car there, but Bristol used to be a one lane track, and the idea
Hmm.
of the excitement of it was the moving of people out of the way.
Hmm.
So I don't think being a one groove track makes it a bad race. I think it makes it. It just depends on how they pass, so if they can pass,
Sure.
and how they make the. You have to create an opportunity to pass, and that happened. And in Bowman Gray was the same thing. You had to be on the bottom until the rain started, and then they had to be on the top.
Hmm.
So because you had to basically wall ride in order to get any grip to turn.
Sure.
And I know we kind of went off the rails here. We're supposed to be talking about the Clash, but uh,
People know what they sign up for.
they know this for. We're just completely we're off the rails. Off the we should have called this off the rails. Uh, out of it. But kind of circling back to the Clash, I think it was kind of a shit show. I think they did the best they could. Given the circumstances, they wanted to get the race in. It's supposed to be Sunday, then it got moved Monday. They can't do anything about the snow.
Yeah.
I mean, there was still snow in between the grandstands and the wall
Yep.
on race day, right? And some of it was bleeding out into the track. But um, there's nothing you can do about Mother Nature. It is what it is. So minus
Yeah.
putting a dome on it, which I think would be cool to have a track with a dome. They should work on that. I know it's been kicked around for Bristol potentially.
Are the France family? Do you think they watch this podcast? Do you think they'd get?
Absolutely, they do. Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're one of the 10 subscribers.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They're
Thank you,
definitely
France
similar.
family. Thank you,
Yeah,
France family. Yeah, take that idea. Dome, one track, just one. We don't
yeah,
need a. It's like
yeah.
baseball.
Not all that, not everywhere, not everywhere.
Yeah.
There's try, but one would be cool. I think
Or
Bristol would probably be that one.
a dome that, if needed, to account for the weather. So
Yeah,
Daytona in February, for example, or anytime you're racing in Florida, basically,
yeah. The
if
Sunshine State as a moniker is kind of a lie.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
rarely sunshine.
if there's a god up there in the sky, Florida's th- their big joke, because it's a joke of a state for a number of reasons, but it's just ridiculous to try to do anything there that involves not raining. And
Yeah,
so put a dome that will come up and close over the speedway at Daytona, and be prepared spend millions and millions and millions of dollars to do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think that's our hot take from this was to put a dome on Daytona.
Yes.
Maybe
Yes.
Homestead as well. It's in Florida, obviously. So
Yes, true. Yes, true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, and you're never safe with the weather. Any time of year,
yeah.
randomly, you can just have a
Don't
random.
can I say don't use the people who did the Tropicana field dome.
That's fair.
That did not last a hurricane. So
Yes, yes, yeah. No,
it did
Tropicana,
last a lot of hurricanes, but this particular one not.
and they built that stadium. I mean, they average like 100 fans a game too. It's a
Right.
waste of a dome.
It is. It is. And we've gone so off the rails. We're into baseball now.
Yeah, we are. Which is coming up.
Right,
Which is
which
coming
is
up.
coming up. Spring training starts soon.
Yeah, there we go.
Catcher's report soon.
There we go.
So it's about to be the exciting part of the year again. I don't care about the Super Bowl. The Seahawks are going to win, probably.
That would be that. I would prefer them to New England. Yeah,
Yeah, and I think the Seahawks. New England was what a just over 500 team,
yeah, yeah.
and the Seahawks were the best team in the
Absolutely,
NFL.
absolutely.
It should have been the Bears, but whatever. They got pretty far. I was surprised. So with that, the Clash,
Yes.
move it,
Move it
kind of
around.
a joke, put on steel bodies.
Yes. And,
Uh,
well, it also, don't be hesitant about, trying to go to a track that you are going to go to in the regular season. You were doing it at Daytona. It was another extra race at Daytona. Why can't it just be an extra race at another track that people really enjoy?
all the Clashes is just something that get us fired up to watch.
That's all it
racing. We
is.
don't care
Yep.
where it is.
Yep.
Not at
Yep.
Pocono though.
Yes. Not at Pocono, not at New Hampshire,
Not at Indy.
not at Indy. Nowhere that's really boring. Nowhere like that.
And it's
Keep it somewhere exciting. And that's really NASCAR. France family, again, thank you for
go to
your.
Atlanta. That's my hot take. Clash it at Atlanta.
I would be
Yeah.
completely
Move
cool
the
with that.
first Atlanta race further into the season. just give some variation or some separation between the two.
That sounds fair. Atlanta used to be
30 laps. Done.
Atlanta used to be the 4th race of the season. Maybe do it like it used to be, because I remember it was Daytona, Rockingham, Vegas, Atlanta. Now it's second.
Yeah. I believe it's the second race.
I think so. Yeah, it's been second.
I think they go super speedway. And it's kind of odd, but it's warm and you're in the beginning of the season, so I understand. Yeah, I would go to Vegas. Vegas is always a good race too.
Yes. Kayla and I will be in Vegas when they will be there.
And are you going, Brandon? Did you just if you're going?
I have not cleared it with the missus, and I'm not sure if we would be going or if she would be. Well, you go enjoy what you're going to do, and I'm going to go to a NASCAR
Here's
race.
Some casino money. I'm going to a race. Yeah,
I'm going to go to a race. Great couples vacation.
Right.
But with that, we better let this get off this train wreck that has been somehow a 30-plus minute deep dive into the Clash. We better let you all go mercifully. Thank you for sticking around.
They've been sitting there watching on their phones on the toilet for this. Their asses are numb. They're not sure if we're being sponsored by Bud Light or Miller Lite. I would say by my internet, probably more by Miller Lite.
I'm going to say Miller Lite people. You'll notice I didn't have a single internet problem during this. Miller Lite pays my.
I had lots.
Yes. So don't move to Canada and drink Miller Lite.
There you go.
Until next time, everybody, keep it between the lines. Be careful with your stupid merging on the interstate.
Yes.
Rock
Ronald down.
Rock the vote and wipe till it's white.